Thank you, Chuck. Well, obviously, it's a great win for our football team and our program against a very, very good football team in Houston. I've been the champion of our conference, and so coming into the game, I'm just really proud of the way our guys played. We just came off a tough loss to Air Force, and to come and play the best team in our conference, one of the best teams in the country, ranked number 6 coming into the game. Just pleased with the way our guys responded and played well in a lot of different phases. It was a team victory against a very good team. So we're very excited about that. And we got to find a way to, recover and press forward. As great as the win was, we got to press forward to the next, challenge and, find a way to get ready for East Carolina.
Take questions for Coach Niumatalolo. Please hit *1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. Then the operator will introduce you.
We'll take our first question from Gene Wang with the Washington Post.
Hi, Ken. Good morning. You had a couple
Gene.
injuries coming out of that game. Chris High and Calvin Cass. What's their status and how are they looking for Thursday's game?
Both of them look probable at this point. So it looks good for them for game time. Which was a good report this morning. I was kind of thinking with the short week that they would, be questionable to doubtful, but at this point there's a probability that they might play.
Great. And then I know the Soup called off classes on Tuesday to celebrate the win. How much does that kind of help you in your preparation to have the team be able to focus primarily just on football for at least that one day?
Well, we're just trying to be smart with that day, Gene, and just try to see when's the best time to practice, make sure that our guys get, maximum rest too, but also to be able to get in a good practice on the short week. And so, at this point, we'll probably move practice up a little bit, not too early so they can get some rest, but move it up a little bit so they still got a couple more hours for recovery, as we push forward to a 7 o'clock kickoff or 7:30 kickoff on Thursday.
Thank you, Ken.
Hi, Gene.
We'll now move on to Ronnie Woodward with the Greenville Daily Reflector.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
Good, Ronnie. How you doing?
Good. I'm just wondering, were y'all affected at all over the weekend with the hurricane? I know it kind of went north, up, and east. Did it change around your schedule at all during the weekend, or were you able to do everything as planned? No,
we were able to do everything as planned. It rained up here during the weekend. It was kind of windy, but it wasn't that bad. Obviously, everybody's praying for, people in Florida and South Carolina and North Carolina, obviously, Georgia, just, the people that were affected by it. And but up here in the Mid-Atlantic, we weren't hit, from the hurricane.
Gotcha. And then, obviously, ECU, Coach Montgomery told us last night that ECU kind of had to take a day-to-day approach at this point with this area still kind of recovering and figuring out how to handle things. How do y'all handle it on your end? I guess you kind of have to do the same and kind of prepare to play and just adjust if things change, or how do you handle it from y'all end, even though you aren't directly affected right now?
Yeah, we just got to prepare as if we're going to play the game and just get ready, we got a plan to be able to play on Thursday. Obviously, the people in North Carolina, there are things way more important than football right now and, dealing with real-life issues. And so, we'll just wait to hear. Like I said, there are things way more important than football. And you guys are dealing with a lot of things, down there. So we'll just wait to hear. But, for us, we'll just press forward as if the game's going to go. And, because right now we're counting on it going. But obviously, there's a huge deal with the Hurricane Matthew this past weekend.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Hopefully see you Thursday.
And we'll now go to Bill Wagner with Baltimore Sun Media Group.
Hey, Ken, can you just address how you're handling this short week? Obviously, from what I can tell, you're practicing once tomorrow, and then obviously if things go as scheduled, you're traveling Wednesday with possibly a walkthrough at East Carolina on Wednesday afternoon or evening. Just how are you handling this? And it must be pretty odd for you to have one practice session to prepare for an opponent.
Yeah, so we got one practice, 2 walkthroughs, and then we'll go. It is what it is. You got to adjust on Thursdays. It's a Thursday game. We're trying to, obviously this is a physical type of game, and so you just got to make sure that your kids are recovered, and make sure the game plan is implemented the best that you can. But that's the thought process, just to try to make sure that we can recover as much as we can physically, and try to implement our game plan. Everybody's got a different approach. Some guys would practice every day, but I'm more in the deal. I want to make sure we're as fresh as possible while we're implementing our game plan.
So when you say a second walkthrough, I'm taking that's at some point Thursday?
We have one today, and we have one today and one Wednesday.
Okay, gotcha. Can you talk about, obviously, this win over Houston is a great win, and it brings a lot of attention. I know you're here on like 5 radio shows today. Can you address that and how you try to keep the kids level-headed? And B, if you turn around and lose to East Carolina, it kind of negates a little bit, I would say, the euphoria and the meaning of the beating Houston.
Well, I think it's the same when we lost last week. You can't get down, and you can't listen to all the negative articles. And when you win, you can't read the hype either. It's the same thing. You just got to stay the course. And so when you lose, you got to see how you can fix things and improve and get better. And when you win, you got to see how you can improve and fix things and get better. It's the same process. You don't get too low, you don't get too high, and you just try to continue to press forward. And that's always been our approach. Just go back to work. Like I said, when you win, don't pout, and when you lose, don't pat yourself on the back. Just keep pressing forward.
And then lastly for me, just real quick on East Carolina, what are you seeing out of them?
It's good, athletic, good football team, well coached. They've had a tough schedule. Probably one of the tougher schedules, in the country. They've really played some tough people. So we're just going to try to, get ready for a really good football team. But we're still formulating our game plan, still, evaluating things at this point. But we know it's going to be a good game, good tough football game.
Thank you.
Likewise.
We'll now go to John Altavilla with the Hartford Courant.
Ken, good morning. I have a question that's a little off topic, but I'm curious about what you might think about this. You coach such a distinguished group of young men at the Naval Academy, and last week Donald Trump used the term locker room talk many times to defend his comments that he made on that tour bus that's gotten him into so much trouble. I'm wondering if you think, as coach of Navy, that reinforces negative stereotypes about what goes on in that room and whether that's insulting to you or not.
I'm gonna stay as far away as I can from any of that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to get our guys ready, but I don't have a comment on any of that stuff.
All right, Ken. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will now go to Shannon Green with the Orlando Sentinel.
Good morning, Ken. How are you doing?
Hey, Shannon. How you doing?
I'm good. Ken, a lot of people had Houston picked to win the conference. With a win like that for Navy, how much do you think that opens up the American Athletic Conference race?
Well, I still think it's wide open. This is a tough league. We knew that last year. I thought it was this year, too. Just a lot of good teams, a lot of good coaches, good programs. But I think it's a wide open. Anybody can win our conference. It's great to beat a really, really good football team in Houston, but it's still so early in the season. We got a long ways to go. A lot of different things can change. And so, we're grateful to win. We're grateful to be 3-0 in our conference. But we just got to keep pressing forward and just, continue to move on to the next one.
All right. Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
And we will now go to Ronnie Woodward with the Greensville Daily Reflector.
Hey, Coach. Sorry, I just want to follow up on your schedule again. So y'all will be busing Wednesday, or are you waiting until Thursday to head down?
No, we're coming down Wednesday. We're flying Wednesday.
Oh, so you are flying on Wednesday.
Mhm.
Are you flying into Raleigh? 'Cause I think the Greenville airport, I think, is supposed to be closed for the week. Do you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think I haven't really looked at that right now. I'm looking more at our practice schedule. I don't know exactly where we're flying in right now.
Okay, so y'all will practice up there on Wednesday and then fly down as you're playing the.
Right. Mhm.
Okay.
We're going to practice here
Got it.
first.
Got it.
Come down.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Appreciate it.